Our last story, it was a story out of the New York Post. I can see how the New York Post might pick up on something about New York City basketball. Stephon Marbury, former NBA star, former rival, and it's awesome that it was once thought to have a good debate. Who's going to be better, Stephon or AI? Two really dynamic point guards. Stephon Marbury played his ball in New York City, famous for that, and made his way to the NBA. Had a nice career, played overseas, has a really strong following there also, and pops in and out of our public lexicon here and there. You hear from him time to time. Doug Gottlieb, former college basketball player and now college basketball analyst and radio host, tweets out several days ago, biggest myth in basketball. New York City has ball players. Kind of like the idea that everybody wants to play for the Knicks. It's the most storied franchise. It's the Mecca. We all still say it. At some point, as James Dolan runs that franchise into the ground, the cachet probably will subside just a touch. But the idea that New York City still has ball players, many years ago, there was no debating it. The best basketball players, kids and everybody, they cut their teeth on the streets of New York City and became Rucker Park. Big-time ballers, hoopers. Well, Stephon Marbury, again, this was tweeted out by Gottlieb, biggest myth in basketball. New York City has ball players. Some other entities picked it up. A tweet from Basketball Illustrated Reports says, SMH, the kids say that, shake my head. Man, been holding this grudge against New York City since Marbury and Shamgod destroyed him in high school. Marbury saw that, tweeted off of that one, and many others that followed, saying things like, Doug, do you remember how dirty I used to do you in front of your daddy? Another tweet to follow. His father would be screaming at the beginning of the game. By the end, his father would walk up to me like, you didn't have to do this to him. You didn't have to do this to my son in front of the whole camp. Marbury says now, which he probably wouldn't have said then, because I don't think he would have known who this guy was. Marbury continues in the tweet saying, yes, I did. He's doo-doo. And you hype him like LeVar Ball. He adds, he don't want the footage to come out. He got dragged with that fake tough defense he tried to play. They put this fake good college player on TV to talk about the game like it's science class. When he was the project, as soon as we knew it was him, we were playing against everyone dragging. Must have thought Twitter was a river passing by. The best part? Every college coach in the country witnessed this embarrassment. All from Marbury, directed at Douglas Gottlieb.
Has Gottlieb fired back yet?
You would think he might, right?
He's getting peppered right now.
He's fiery. And this is all of Starberry. It's at Starberry Marbury for the 5 of you that don't already follow him. I'm sure you do. Great follow. Great follow. No idea.
Great content.
I don't notice any rebuttals from Mr. Gottlieb.
Maybe he's ignoring Starberry.
It's possible. It's possible.
I just remember the last time hearing about Stephon Marbury, he had gone to China, where he was just tearing it up. And he was 40.
Yeah.
Like, ancient for NBA basketball player.
He's got a statue over there.
Does he really?
Yeah.
You're not just messing with me.
No.
Well, like, how many championships did he win?
I'm looking it up, but I'm going to say at least like 2 or 3.
Because I was about to say, you don't get statues just for scoring.
3-time CBA champion.
Was it Shanghai?
Beijing.
It was Beijing, okay. Wow. I did not know that. I don't think he's getting any statues erected here in the States.
Good NBA career, though.
No, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all.
But
crossed over Yao Ming famously once.
But again, back in his day, New York guard, Kenny Anderson, Marbury, Jeff Van Gundy's broadcasting friend, former coach of the Warriors,
Mark Jackson.
I mean,
Mama, there goes that man. He's terrible, by the way.
They had an interesting exchange.
I didn't hear this, but I heard about it. What was said?
During the Blazers game. So, Blazers Curry, Seth, his family was in the stands. His mom and his dad, Dell, and a female sitting next to his mom. And when he did something that brought them to their feet, they rose a better coach, but the Warriors got better while Jackson was there. I'm not backing him, but I don't think it's accurate to say he wasn't a good coach.
He helped draft many of the intricate parts of the Warriors machine, but he was also starting David Lee, and Draymond was on the bench.
The other guy was smarter than him. I don't think it makes him a bad coach that somebody else was better than him.
And he was sending him as a goon to foul Pat Beverly because they were going for a record in Houston.
That seems pretty silly.
I'm old school.
It was
Man down, man down. I lost all those sound bites when I had my unpaid vacation for 11 months. I really wish I could find them all.
To me, there's probably more to disliking him personally or personality clashes, because they went from 23 wins to 47 wins to 51 wins and decided not to continue in that direction.
And then they won 67, 73.
Right, but again, think about what you're talking about. You're talking about a coach who took over a 51-win team. They were good.
Yeah.
Then they became phenomenal.
I've never thought Steve Kerr was just this matrix, this just awesome coach. He's inherited. He was terrible in Phoenix.
Well, the guy that just got fired by the Lakers won all but 4 of his 39 games.
Exactly, because he had a little bit of a back problem. By the way, my favorite Mark Jackson-ism as we go to break had nothing to do with all of his quotes that we normally hear from him that I just kind of relayed to you. No, it was the time where Jason Kidd was still playing.